burns, doesn't it?
Prepare for battle.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for our second game of this best of 3 series between Thunder Predator and ASTER. And Black, would you believe it, another 5-man smoke straight off the bat to start us off with this game to right into the dive jungle.
Here.
When you play with Lena?
Yeah, but it looks like he's just going to be safe with power. We've seen Matt type in all chat, the god of SA. That's exactly how it looks like right now. And the Predator popping off, man. Was on nobody's radar. They've been doing so well throughout this entire tournament.
30 seconds to battle.
See if they can take 2-0 or not.
One thing that kind of concerns me, though, at least for ASTER, they went for the exact same draft, except they got an Oracle now. But ASTER literally drafting the exact same thing, maybe just assuming that, you know, maybe they played it wrong, maybe misplays kind of screwed it up. Do you think this draft fits against what Thunder Predators got going?
It's a good draft. This time it's a DP middle
Now
paired
the
up with an
battle
Oracle,
begins.
which is one of the deadliest combinations in Dota. But I really like the response here from Thunder Predator. With the Lina middle, we have seen, I think, 1 or 2 Linas in the mid lane absolutely take over the game. And Lina destroys Death Prophet in lane. One of the best answers they could have possibly picked. Especially together with the Tusk. I feel like there's going to be a lot of action in the mid lane. And ASTER will have to respond promptly and appropriately. Because otherwise his DP is going to be in trouble.
Leo is a very strong laner player to boot, so it's definitely going to be a very hard time for White Album. Of course, White Album last game was having a pretty good game for himself after the initial laning stage, but with a couple mistakes and it all went downhill. Like you said, this lane not going to be very easy. Already taking quite a bit of damage. Doesn't seem like he's probably going to have to bring some more regen out for himself on this DP. Already starting off with the salve, but I feel like he might just need a little bit more. I mean, we're only at level 1 and he's almost through that HP pool. Get the salve very soon.
Have to buy like another salve, a bottle, maybe a bunch of tangos. It's really just all about out-sustaining the Harris damage of Lina here. Very good job pulling the creep wave here. Quite low though, so actually Harris out of there. Let the creeps run into the tower.
Bot lane. You know, he's gonna go for a spin. Steal some CS. He wasn't actually thinking he could kill anyone. Meanwhile, top Moose. Very low, but he does get his own salve off, and Platinum has been very good at contesting this creep pull from Moose. Courier gonna go down. Frank falling asleep at the wheel there does end up paying for it.
Drop the Orb of Venom though for the Tusk to pick up. He will be delivering that to him shortly. Well played there by him. Making the best out of a bad situation.
He's actually pretty sick. I haven't seen that in a very long time. Nice reaction there from Frank. Go, he'll bring over the Orb of Venom.
Be careful
The
here.
bot lane, a lot of damage. Out onto Mad. Icarus dive does actually connect, but they aren't going to make the chase. He just left on 70 HP, but he'll be alive. Be very careful though. He has absolutely no regen on him. Regen.
The lanes are going to be quite tough though, other than the mid lane. I think ASTER should be both side lanes quite easily. Troll absolutely beats Pangoli. We can see it in the CS2. Pango only sitting at 3. And Timbersaw doesn't really get Harris down here at all.
Moves, he was getting aggressive there with the tag team. One buckle was out by Frank. Bot lane, XXS. Decent enough time, 15 and 4 now, but Minos, he always seems to find the farm regardless of his matchup. I guess the Timber's not too bad anyway, but slightly concerning here for XXS, just trying to pressure Minos out and never seems to leave. He's always back at that creep wave. Meanwhile, mid, Leo dropping pretty low in HP himself, but he's gonna have his salve. He'll be just fine.
Very well for himself, a White Album. Little skirmish here, Phoenix versus Lion.
Radiant just fortified.
Comes up it. I'm surprised that he's doing this well, to be honest, in this team. He's usually quite Lina favored, but he's even leading CS.
It's impressive from White Album. You haven't been talking to me all day about how broken this DP hero is. I guess even this in this kind of matchup, White Album, he just proves it again. Very strong indeed.
Yeah, he is definitely one of the big patch heroes. Minos struggling quite a bit now. We'll have his healing ward soonish. Back up full health once he hits level 4.
Illusion!
And bottle coming out for Lina now.
Son of a hellfire.
Laying up at that top side is having a real nice time, and you kind of talked about the troll. He doesn't really lose lanes at all. Very, very rare for Monet to lose lanes on this hero, but bot lane Minos still playing with fire, it seems like. XXS kicking around. They aren't going to be able to
Very happy
kill
with
the
his
spin
trade
anyway.
blows here. He doesn't care at all about getting right by the Jugger now. It just kind of feels like a bad trade for the Jug overall. They should never be able to kill this Timber, so the Timber chain, of course, very low cooldown. I'm just very worried about his Pangoli once more here. Frank having another very rough laning phase. More than
Think
getting
Dire's
doubled up.
fortification will work, Dex?
Didn't seem to matter last game.
It didn't, but Lina was
Amazing
absolutely
what
crushing the
you
game. I mean,
found.
the mid-ranger was absolutely crushing the game. Alone the Phoenix, making it out okay though. And this game, the Lina doesn't seem to be even winning his lane, so there will be a lot more pressure on Frank this time around. I don't know if he can live up to it with the little farm and experience he's getting right now.
A scan
See.
from Radiant.
Certainly a very tough time already for Thunder Predator. That's not looking good. Mad and Lan M have shown up in the mid lane. They're both going to try and soak XP in this mid lane as White Album, he does disappear for a bit. He's wanted to go all the way back to the fountain. Support's kind of just sharing a lane for a bit, and now they'll leave, but you know, lane very low. On top, they are going to make the dive in onto the nade. They're going to try and get the troll down. Rolling axes are there, but it will not be enough. MJZ able to take the kill. Meanwhile, mid, they are chasing down Leo. Take the Crypt Swarm, but is going to be just fine. His way back to the fountain.
And I'm on the prowl here. One double new combination, he can potentially get the kill here. And he finds him.
Trying. Laguna committed. Leo going to try and duke out the tree line.
Oh, dude!
Really find him. Not quite.
Oh, he nuked himself!
Oh, Leo.
Fire.
He outplays him, and the tips come out from Moose. Oh, Lan M.
He outplayed him so hard.
It was worth a try. Monet, top lane
potentially in
again,
danger
going to be
again.
in danger. Mag team activated, but no hits come
Do
in.
Radiant want their middle tower to fall?
Trolls, there you kill. Those whirling axes, of course, lining up everybody. Immediately
They're
defeat
looking
top
for
with like
Radiant's bottom tower, but
10% health. But of course, has the healing ward.
Phoenix, you
Full
play
in
a
no time.
dangerous
And he
game.
just wants to evacuate the bottom lane immediately. Like, he can't lane against Nicholas anymore. White Album also rotating immediately. That axis is cover down. Open up the map. Land in trouble here again.
Mid lane. Yeah, Light Striker Ray does land with the snowball follow-up. They do get another.
He just
Does
respawned,
respawn
man.
from that Oracle.
Live or not to live. And his choice is no life today. Playing very aggressively here into the Oracle. There's Omni Slash available.
Minos. Yeah, Mad. Spotted him out there for a second. Or maybe not. He ran back in for the creep wave. Minos going to move in from the backside. Mad, he get the Hex off. The snowball is in from the right side. In. Not going to really reach, but a great chance out to lock Mad in. Will eventually get him. Moose. He'll take the kill on the Tusk.
Rotation by XXS as well. Just defending the mid tower after taking the bot one. Playing Timber for the full strength right now. He's up at the top 4K network right now. It's a very strong Timber Saw. It's going to be incredibly tough to kill him. Still doesn't have the hook though. Magic damage is still a good answer here. As I say that,
Dire's
flying in
tower is
already.
under attack.
very tanky here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Right force in that mid lane,
Dire's
wide
top
out.
tower has some radiant
Not
shape
the ulti up.
problems.
The Predator, they're just kind of invading the Dire jungle for now, but it is a bit too early for that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They'll head back as XXS shows up with the chains off the mark, and now the tag team's going to be activated. Minos, he still has the Omni, but doesn't have the mana for it. Now he does, and will spin it immediately. It's not going to be that much damage, but it might just be enough with the control from Frank, but no, the Earth Spike, bad. Will buy enough time for XXS to get out of there. Frank, he wants to keep going. Shards out, Moose helping. Man will give his life away. XXS does survive.
I'm a little bit surprised that Frank chose to end his Rolling Thunder a bit prematurely. He could have at least gotten one, if not two more stuns there on him. Maybe he thought they have enough burst damage, but gets away on the Timbersaw here. 5-0, but gold lead still slightly in favor of
Dire's top
ASTER.
tower has fallen.
Better out of the lanes for sure.
Do Radiant want their middle tower to fall?
Hey,
And they're worth lead, moving their way now, Thunder Predator. A little bit of catching up to do.
they're going for the same items again. Both carries are going for the Battle Fury. Probably pretty mirrored item builds again. Lina, we haven't seen too much action from him yet. Saw,
Light
playing a little
strike
bit
range
aggressive here.
success.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Come off there.
Moose.
Dire's
Zen
top
gonna
tower
fly
has
out,
some
land him.
radiant shape
I'll hold him down. Monet. His way in. Moose, nice shot.
Yes.
DP away. Tips out to Lan M. Lan M just having no mercy fate from Moose.
Yeah, Lanham looking a little bit flustered here after that mid dive. Made a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes. They are only sitting at level 6.
What a hunk fire.
Said another very rough game, but his supports are having a great game. Phoenix sitting at 3k net worth already. Tusk also doing very well for himself.
Only making up all that mid laner, at least for now. Buying plenty of time for Leo Stahl. Falling again, Frank is staring down Monet on that troll. Now gonna head over. Frank can't really kill himself, but he's gonna actually pop the Rolling Thunder in this small area. He's gonna have a lot of control. Now the snowball in. Can they really kill him off? No, he gets the battle trance in time. Now Frank is the one that is in danger. Sunray wants something out. Monet gets the false promise. Land him. He'll play no games. Make sure the troll does survive.
Precious bump.
Little
Frank
unfortunate.
had not put him stuck in that corner.
Yeah. Unlucky. Pretty unfortunate here for the on the Predator side, but still keeping the pressure up, keeping them on their toes, forcing off the ult. Egg committed as well.
Committed shard
Good
to block
block.
the way he cannot get out. The X still doing damage. Monet, he's not going to get stunned, but he has no way of surviving with battle trance with bad. Welcome with the Earth Spike. Moose. I'm not sure why Lan keeps getting hit by Moose, but he'll get another one.
Yep, as you said, mental warfare. Very important in Dota. Up the mental pain as well as the physical pain. Now up 2k gold here. Lina and Juggernaut are getting very rich. Complete free farm on both of them, while they're pressuring the troll quite a bit. The Battle Fury timing is going to be a lot better here for the Juggernaut. Just needing a Void Stone at this point.
That's not
Is Dire going to let
to
that
Frank.
middle tower fall?
bad. That start, but he's not going to be able to get it. Leo, meanwhile, has been pushing in that mid-tier 1 tower quite effectively. He's just been allowed to right click. XXS, he's around. The snowball. Light Strike Array is out with the Walrus Punch. They have nowhere near enough damage. Now Moves going to try and find his way out of this situation. There is no way out. ASTER, with the rotation, to at least get something for their trouble. And even bot lane, Monet, it's up killing off Phoenix.
Over aggressive here. Out of position. 2 very good kills. Should lead to power probably. ASTER gonna open up the map a little bit more. As well. Thunder though.
Thunder. That's going to be targeted on the Lion. And them trying to save the day with the face eating, but now he's being struck up by Frank. They're going to make sure the Oracle just gets blown up by the Good Blade. Minos, who do you want to aim? Is He's got the Omni, he's got the spin.
Dire's top tower has some
We use it on XXS, of course. When they hold that mid tier 1, it seems that the Predator are going to be pretty satisfied.
Yeah, that's all they came to do. They just want to shoot at Juggernaut. Has a safe triangle farming. Troll. Still 800 gold away from my spell of Fury. While Juggernaut already has his way, a very good way to a Yasha timing here as well.
Radiants are scanning for enemies.
Decent for Thunder Predator so far.
Little swipe there from Leo Style, make sure he does take the arcane room for himself.
What a
Things just going
Hellfire.
swimmingly, it seems, even though the lanes weren't perfect for Thunder Predator, but they do end up on top. Like, you look at Minos, his farm, 7.1k, 1k ahead of Monet. Monet's still trying to farm up that Battle Fury as we speak. Now, the timing just not going to be quite as fast.
However, the carry matchup goes in favor of ASTER again this game. We'll have to see if it makes a difference this game, because last game, yes, the Predators was out there.
Radiant's getting
About to
friendly
finish.
with Dire's bottom tower.
Lane, XXS, in on to Moose. Kind of running around in circles, trying to avoid the damage. And now, great TP. Oh
Just
my goodness, that was a
TPO.
lot of damage.
Dire's middle tower.
Nah,
is under
calculated.
That's
attack.
it, he
Leave them
does
up.
just TP.
Precious bounty.
I know
Dire's middle
Moose,
tower doesn't
he
last
is a
long.
5-10. Like,
Yeah,
he could give me
the
the...
for his chat.
No, he knew what 10 times 10 was, like, instantly. I was like, wow, dude, that's impressive.
What? How?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, even now, I don't know. I've been Googling for so long. Can't find the answer. Insane.
XXS mid lane. DZ. One whirling death. He'll be alright. Still want that tier 1 hit. Success. They're going to focus him down with the Laguna Sunray. Everything being thrown out, but the kitchen sink. Get the kill. Onto land M they go. The Yule's out. Minos still has that Omni. A great earthquake by Matt, but it is not going to be enough. Good hit on the Predator.
Undead
What a
adventure.
Hellfire.
Looking like the better team at the moment. Retain at Worth lead. Are they heading for a Roshan again? Yes,
They are. They have a lot of damage. Apparently, it should be pretty easy Roshan for them. But they're up in 10 seconds. See if they're fast enough here. You can see the Sun Ray. It's just absolutely eating up the Timbersaur's health. One of the strongest scaling spells in Dota, of course. Deals so much damage. Also, really good early. Roshan down.
Stories are true.
Your style picks up the Aegis again.
Juggernaut!
Mad. Oh, poor Mad. He's had a tough time. Moves will continue to haunt him. Now they'll turn though with the finger. They'll take down the cut. There's the Omni slash right onto White Album. Laguna going to take care of Mad on the Lion. Minos, he didn't get that full duration Omni. The Yules did save White Album. Just want to retreat. Minos actually falling quite low on the junk, but with the spin, just fine. ASTER, they'll get back into the mid-tier 1 tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's up. It's still not going to go down. Frank, he's dropping low, but he's still going to survive. The task chance out, Roll's not being committed.
He's always ready.
They will not allow ASTER. They just won't let ASTER get that mid-tier 1.
I want to keep it for as long as possible. It's one of the most important, if not the most important tower in Dota. They're doing a perfect job.
What a hog.
Protecting it. Even through Exorcism, through all these big teamfight spells that ASTER throwing at them. Leo style, still with that Aegis. EKB next. Be very strong timing for him. At least Troll caught up to the Juggernaut. They're pretty much on par.
It does feel like Minos has been rather fighting a lot more though. And I've been saying Monet, who's been really just focused in on trying to farm up this whole game as top lane. And away from Minos, Mad. Look around, but can't be confident enough to go back in. Maybe assuming that Thunder Predator's right behind the jug.
They are now.
You know, he's on the other side, and now they're coming in. They want to go after XXS. Striker Ray point. Leo, they have the damage. It's going to be a little bit challenging. So more chance, everything thrown out with the Sunray and Laguna again. But XXS is still alive. Now they can try to turn.
Well.
Thunder there, available. XXS onto the high ground. They're posturing, but they're not really willing to engage yet.
Much possible here. On the troll, he hasn't really been part of any fight for the last like 9 minutes. Absolutely prioritizing his farm. Closing in on that BKB. Now getting his fire.
And can always just spin away. It's very hard to lock down the jug.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's going to be very hard to kill him like throughout this entire game. They will need a basher control before they can ever really kill him. Potentially a Blink Dagger online, which is only 700 gold away.
Invisibility.
A pretty big power spike for them as well in terms of pickoff. And they're smoking into Thunder Predator.
Leo, he ran right into him. They get the Aegis immediately. Get him a second time. Leo very out of position. He's looking to run away. They do drop the egg. Leo's thrown out with the Laguna. They take down XXS. White Albert has been stunned. The only committed. They will get another. Lan M, of course, will not escape the grip of Moose.
Made it out here super hard. Yeah, you set the knot up on DP. Slash just completely takes down DP from full to 0. And there's just absolutely nothing they can do. They need to troll in the front line with the BKB now. It's just so tough for them to ever start a team fight, really. So much team fight on the Radiant side. Very scary to ever really initiate into.
Who does initiate? Are you kind of relying on that here? Like, XXS, he's constantly frontlining for the team, but it looks like there's nobody really to just jump in and start the fight, ASTER.
When frontlining is good, it's just if you can't keep him there, you know, he'll just run around you in circles and there's nothing you can do about it. Lion chose also to not go for the Blink, they're going to Ether Lens instead, so they really don't have any initiate other than potentially Timber Saw.
Lane, Lan M, again by our task. It's a lot of damage on the fine turn. Least him off moves. Rolling Thunder under XXS. Minos meanwhile on the high ground trying to get that Oracle, but now Monet, he's going to fight with the Battle Trance right in the dust. Maybe they have enough. Minos trying to mantle off, but it is not going to be enough. Monet does secure the kill. Back on a moves now. He's trying for the task. They should get him eventually. Make sure he can't go anywhere, and they do end up getting 2. So that's probably the first team fight ASTER's run successfully here.
Overstaying their welcome here heavily on a Juggernaut, getting punished for it for the first time this game. Good for ASTER to finally manage to take down Juggernaut, who was pulling pretty far ahead of the troll with that kill. All but even again. It's still a little bit worrisome though, like the DP is stopping to scale a little bit. Nina's outfarming him quite heavily.
Moving up towards the north. Line being thrown out right around Monet. Target Leo. Mind Striker 8. Immediate Laguna. No playing around. Into the Rolling Thunder. BKB though. They're in time from Monet. Tank going to try and roll his way out. He's going to punish. Jules is there, but a great shot from Moose. Look at that.
What is that egg though?
That's a Chad Moose move.
It was a very, yeah, it's called the panic egg. The peg. Very popular in high MMR games. A lot of people like to throw out the pegs.
Pretty good.
Pegs are right, yeah.
The shards are always on point though, right? Like, blocking that pathway, not allowing them to come through. Yeah, the egg was unnecessary, but
really good job. He's one of the best task players in SA, if not the best.
Oh, great.
The thing is, they're not really building into initiation items still on this Dire side. Like, the only way they really kill people is if Thunder Predator chooses to run into them. Like, they can't really be the aggressor this game, which is a pretty big problem. You can never start fights on your terms.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's gonna be very hard to win this game ultimately. Lion is now still not building into a blink dagger.
Radiant structures are
Going into
fortified.
force step next. Keeping in.
Ball right onto Monet again. Does have his BKB ready to go. In fact, they will turn around with the finger. Get the task, Minos. Keep going. XXS. Be able to chain, but now they're rolling Thunder. Frank, he wants to go in. So focus down bad first. The Lion will be easier pick off to land him. He's going to hide with the false promise. Get ready to try versus team fight. We go back on the junk. He'll spin away. Laguna is committed. White Album still alive and still healthy.
Sash still up though. Respect that. A lot of damage potential coming out of that spell. Exorcism committed for not a whole lot of reward here. ASTER, and without that Exorcism, I think Thunder Predator is going to feel very comfortable to take the next team fight.
5k net worth lead here for Thunder Predator. Roshan respawning now. Fast they get vision of that Roche. Saw last time out how fast they can take it with that tag team. They running to Frank. Cutting Grease off the ensnare.
So many
away, just barely.
Blessed by Gaben in that moment. If the power of Gaben is not enough to defeat Frank.
Frank is a tough guy for sure.
I've seen him, man. When he stares at you, your entire body just freezes. You can't move anymore. Like, I would call myself a pretty big cat, but if I'm slow to play, not moving.
This is scary for sure, Black. Very intimidating. Moved in. Aegis is going to be taken by Minos. Wanna keep going, Frank. He does have that rolling thunder. Catch anyone out. ASTER, they're just gonna back off, back to the drawing board, back to farming. Feels like a bit of a similar story to last game almost. Easy. First time gonna be cancelled by the Yule Scepter. Still there is help around, but they're gonna hex him up with a snowball. Great snowball out into the egg. They're gonna try and focus the tech down. They'll get it with the battle trap. Omni Slash, not gonna be too great. It was through the false promise. Monet to go for a run as Frank controls up everyone else. Land M is the one to drop. Under Predator,
Phoenix.
they lose it. They lose the Phoenix, but it doesn't matter. They buy back and they're into the T2 top tower.
But remember, this fight was without Exorcism. So it was a very weak DP, and they still kind of got ahead of the fight.
Bid farewell to Dire's top.
Don't underestimate that team fight once the DP also is really online. And I deal a ton of damage to all these heroes.
Moves in by himself onto XXS, just gives him the punch. Shards out, he's buying a lot of time, Leo style. The 4-star pin now with the light strike array. Laguna.
Dire's courier has been killed.
He's playing so well on Thunder Predator.
Teams that go up against Thunder Predator, they can't keep the tusk away. This man's too good on this hero.
Just in general, like, they seem to be feeling themselves right now too hard. This team play is off the charts. They always supplement each other so well in these fights. Always wait for each other perfectly. Good timing on all their spells. No, they always play on a very high ping online, kind of like Dragon Ball Z. With those ankle weights, you know, those weighted close.
The hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, exactly.
Thunder Predator, they've been training for years. Span of a few months, and you can see the progress. ASTER has no idea what to do about this. Minos just struggles to see through. They're trying to hit him to force him back. He's just not moving. Absolute unit that is Minos.
He's just really surviving with the Scotty. 2.5k health.
Tower has fallen.
Power? Can't really fight this Juggernaut right now. He's just too tanky. No chance for them to get into the back lane.
Absolutely not. Really see it in the play of ASTER. They really just don't seem to have much of a game plan as to how they're going to answer this jug. Or even just the whole team of Thunder Predator.
They cannot initiate. That's the problem. Like, Juggernaut is hitting there, standing, and what can they do? They have nobody that can jump them with a stun. Like, there's just not a whole lot of threat coming out from this ASTER itemization / draft here. They can get away with a lot on the Radiant side. Positive.
Hey, let's like some snare off. Healing ward down, Minos again just spins out.
140 HP per second, by the way.
Hey. Very cautious.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
There is a blink on Moose. He can get the disable instantly. Lock him down with the Light Strike Array follow-up.
Woke up here by Radiant. Predator looking potentially to kill someone that's found in the enemy jungle here. Will they find someone? Mad or DP are two potential targets. DP no BKB yet. He seems to be the one catching out.
Doesn't want
he's
to die
sniffing
like
it out,
this. Observer ward moves. He's going to
good
with the
ward.
observer ward. It gives him enough vision. Now the snowball out. The Warriors punch the follow-up stun.
All right, Moose, calm
Big
down.
thinking.
Calm down, dude. Like, you gotta relax. Like, keep some for the next rounds of the tournament. Wow. Chill.
Telling
Like,
you,
that was super
you can't
quick
give him
thinking.
the tusk.
Don't give him the task and don't let him purchase any observer wards, apparently. Doing odds work with those as well. Facing a lot of them by
Just don't
himself
let him-
also. Don't let him play Dota. Yeah.
Dota.
Exactly.
That's it. That's the only answer.
Got it.
Somebody just rang my bell here, but I'm gonna just ignore it because I'm in chat. I answer the door when I want to answer.
Thank you for that, Black Minos. It's gonna get a few right clicks there from Monet, but gonna lead to much. Dragon and Scepter coming up very soon on our jug. That's that massive power spike on every Juggernaut. That's the point where it feels like you can't really control him anymore in the fights. So much damage output. So many ways of juking you out and making it impossible to lock you down. Barely any stuns already on Aston to begin with.
I really don't know what the game plan here is for ASTER. They just seem to be sitting back. They've been inside their base for the last 5 minutes. And I really don't know how they should get out of base. Like, the only way they can really run in is like DP runs in, and gets Oracle ulted, and they somehow start a fight that way. What if Thunder Predator just runs away? I think that's literally what they can do. They can just run away because they have no lockdown. No forms of initiation. Like, they must be so uncomfortable here on ASTER.
Wanna play with fire?
So, they're in their base, but it's gonna feel great. Monet he's trying to get the Abyssal Blade, but it literally feels like the exact same story that we just saw about 40 minutes ago. They are grouped up. Maybe they'll try for a smoke.
They've grouped up the last 5 minutes, unfortunately.
Minos. Still stop.
Here's
Now
Acceptor.
the reinitiate. Goes in with the Warriors punch. They've got the Sun Ray immediately on their success. Strike Array. Style. Holds on to it for now, but does get it off with the Yule set to follow up. Monet. Really can't do much. It's the Jug. They can't. They can't lock anyone down.
They're just running around circles. On the Predator, they know exactly that ASTER has no way of locking them down, so they're just kind of going in and out, you know, as they please. Now 13k net worth ahead. They're not letting them farm their own jungle. This net worth is just growing every minute. ASTER needs to find a way to get out of the base. Like, they need to somehow find a smoke. Just run in, you know? You need to run in, get your DP ult going somehow, and then let the Lion do his work.
Hey, to the low ground, they are waiting under pressure. Patiently, Mad he'll take down, but there's a good fight from Minos, and now the Warriors punch immediately onto the Lion. That is all the disabled guard. Frank, he will chase down Monet. False Promise is immediately thrown out. They just have so much damage. Thunder Predator will find White out. Battle Trap punch. Monet's trying to fight back, but indeed the guy is here. Thunder Predator just look unstoppable in the GG.
GG! Again, complete outplay 2 games in a row, man. Whoever was doubting Thunder Predator after the Secret game yesterday, it's a rude awakening for you, and also shows how good Secret really are. Thunder Predator this game again, good draft, good execution, and whoa!